Hi everyone, today I have a very special recipe for you. We're going to make a spice cake with chocolate frosting that has a very long history. Now, I grew up in Philadelphia where the bakeries there had something called George Washington cake. And I've been trying to recreate that recipe for years, but I can't find it. So I do have this recipe for the spice cake on my blog, and a lot of people have written that they have also been searching for a George Washington cake recipe. Now, George Washington cake was some kind of a spice cake, like a gingerbread, and had a chocolate frosting, but there was some kind of layer on the bottom that was either, people debate whether it was a pie crust or whether it was shortbread or if it was a graham cracker crust. I'm not putting any kind of crust on the bottom, just kind of going for the flavors. So I usually make this cake around Guy Fawkes Day, which is November 5th, but I'm just gonna make it today for fun because it's just that good. So if you have any stories about George Washington cake or any memories about George Washington cake, let me know if you have the recipe. It seems to be lost to time, the original recipe. So come on, let's go. I'm gonna preheat the oven to 325 degrees. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. Here we have 1/3 cup of rolled oats processed to a powder. You could also use oat bran. We have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, and all of our spices and baking soda. So there's 1½ teaspoons of ginger, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So the first thing I've done is prepared an 8-inch square baking sheet. This is just a tin that I got at the supermarket. I put in some parchment paper, put on some butter, and a little pinch of flour in here, and we're ready to go. I'm going to take 1/4 cup of dark corn syrup, 1/4 cup of molasses, 2/3 of a cup of milk. I'm using almond milk, so you can use any kind of milk that you want, any plant-based milk or whole milk. And I have 1/3 cup of butter. We're going to melt these in the saucepan and then let it cool. It's time to add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. I'm going to beat this with a hand mixer, then we're going to add the eggs and process it until it's smooth. And now we're going to pour the batter into the prepared cake pan. Now it's time for the oven. 325 for 35 to 40 minutes. Well, here we are. It's been 40 minutes. The cake is out of the oven. Let's check it with a knife to see if it comes out clean. And it did, so we know we're done. I'm going to let it cool here for a few minutes in the tin, and then we're going to pop it out and let it cool completely on a rack. Oh, if you could smell the aromas in here, all these spices. It's going to go very well with chocolate frosting. may be tempted to eat this right away, but if you wait until the next day, all the flavors will melt together and it'll be even better. Oh, what the hell, let's cut it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you make this recipe, and don't forget to comment down below if you know anything about George Washington cake. I would really love to know the original recipe. I'll see you very soon. Bye.